Buffalo County, Wisconsin, doing some whitetail deer hunting and a little bit of small game hunting as well. It's late November, actually Black Friday, so we're just about to start December. It's nice and chilly. It's in the teens right now, and then it's gonna be about 8 degrees here tonight. So we're gonna try to shoot a deer, maybe some squirrels, and try to stay warm. Just dropped Cullen off on this peninsula here. He's just going through the grass and the trees looking for deer, and me and Cody are just gonna paddle around. It's also nicer that we don't have his weight because it's a bit of a heavy fella. So we're gonna paddle around this peninsula and pick him up on the other side, and hopefully we're picking up him and his deer. Right now we're just bringing the raft around this peninsula because we're not able to paddle in the wind fast enough to overcome that. So we've just been staying in the same place for about 10 minutes and finally got out and decided to start pulling the boat. So that's going much better. Cullen's just trying to sneak up on some deer up in that grass. A little update for you guys. We put our raft in on the Red Cedar River and went downstream, and we didn't know it, but we ended up connecting to the Chippewa River and went downstream on that as well. And where we put our vehicle in was actually upstream on the Chippewa River, so we either have to paddle back up this river up to our truck, or we have to paddle upriver about 6 miles up to our takeout point that we're 7 miles? 7 miles up to our planned takeout point. So we've got 3 options. First one, probably the easiest, is to paddle about a mile back upstream where we came from, back to my truck. The second option is to paddle also upstream about 7 miles up the Chippewa River up to our takeout point that we planned on with my brother's car. Third option is to continue downstream to the town of Durand, and we take out our raft there, but we wouldn't have a vehicle there. So I think that doesn't sound like a great option, and I don't want to paddle upstream 7 miles, so we're going to take the Red Cedar route, number 1, and paddle upstream about a mile back to the truck. This is all Cody's fault. He was the map man, but we're gonna start paddling. Wish us luck, because it's getting freezing cold. It's gonna be about 8 degrees tonight, and it's already cooling off a ton, and we don't want to be out on the water or outside. We want to be inside our warm tent with our stove, so we're gonna get going. We're really struggling to paddle upstream, so we're carrying it across all the sandbars that we can and then just paddling in between. It's pretty terrible. Boat's heavy. And when we're trying to paddle upstream, we're just going flying left, flying right, just will not paddle straight. We're carrying the raft right over here. The deer that Cullen thought that he saw was a stump. Back to paddling upstream. Nice sunset though. We're still walking back. We've been really struggling trying to go upriver back to the truck. We've been actually walking the majority of it because we cannot paddle against the current. It just does not work. We end up flying back even farther downriver than before. So right now we're just going along the bank, pulling the raft with the rope, and then just pushing it away from all the sticks and the rocks. So it's a long process. Our rubber boots are full of water, but Cullen's aren't. He's doing good. But we'll be back in our tent and sitting by the warm stove soon enough. Feels like we're sinking low. All right, we got a rock here. Ooh, right on top. We gotta push back. And then I'll hop.
She ain't going anywhere.
Better not be. In 8-degree weather, here are my socks after the day. Got a little bit of water in my boot. Toes are freezing. Grab some.
Is this really?
Good morning, everybody. Just woke up in our little teepee tent. Got the stove going already. About to cook up some bacon, and then we will get back on the river and try to do some more hunting. It is about 9 degrees, so it's pretty chilly in here. Our stove went out probably what, like 6 times? 7 times? 8 times?
You think it was actually that many times?
I don't know, it was a lot of times.
I didn't wake up at all. I slept like a baby.
I know you did. You weren't very helpful. But our stove just goes out because we run out of wood and we're all sleeping. So we just have to restart it or restock up the stove because it can't hold a lot of wood. But we're gonna get the tent warmed up, get our bellies full of some bacon, and hit the road and hit the river.
Hang on, Cole. Let me get rid of this garbage.
Yeah, we need to start a garbage bag.
You're a garbage bag, Cody. You hear what I just called him for?
Yeah, piece of trash.
We got our scrambled eggs with bacon, and we added our bacon from our cast iron pot.
Bon appetit.
A miniature version.
We're hopping back on the Red Cedar River here in Wisconsin. We're gonna try to get the raft over this ice, so that's gonna be a little bit interesting.
About an inch and a half thick.
It's about 1.5 inches thick. Cody's just taking a look at it. Yeah. Oh boy.
Maybe not quite an inch and a half, but pretty dang close.
Yeah, you might want to grab your measuring tape on that one. But after last night, we, we ended up going down the wrong part of the river.
Hey, that's not gonna be in the video.
I have to. It's already part of the show. We went down the wrong part of the river. Cody leading the maps. We put our second vehicle that was supposed to be our pickup vehicle upstream or upriver 7 miles. So once we figured that out, that we went down the wrong part of the river, or put the car on the wrong part of the river, we ended up already down 2 miles from our truck where we initially went in. So we had to paddle all the way back upstream there, and that took us about 6 hours. So we didn't get back to our tent until I think it was like midnight 30. So it was a long night. And then we didn't sleep very much either. Ended up getting down to 8 degrees last night, so luckily we had that stove, but our boots were literally full of water, so that was less than ideal, and it was really chilly. But I'm sure today is going to be a lot better. We triple checked Cody's map planning. We're going to probably check it one more time. It's just a little slippery, but hopefully we can get some deer today.
Swirling?
Well, I mean, I guess I...
we're gonna be taking our boat. This ice is way too thick to try to bust through, and it's too thin to be walking on. So we're gonna take it across these rocks and just put it in that open spot there.
Oh, damn near shit.
Oh, I think it's stupid. We should have done this. Oh, man, this isn't a good idea.
Really? Oh, not that far left. Well,
Is that my turtle head or did you fart again, Cody?
I did not.
Yeah. Well, this here raft. It's already sent over.
Guess we just float with the ice, huh?
I guess so. That's a big old chunk.
we've got the sun shining, river's flowing, but there's a bunch of ice in the river because it is about 9 or 10 degrees. Looks can be deceiving, it looks gorgeous out, but it's cold. Really, really cold. So we've got to stay out of the water and keep our boots dry today. That's the goal. Priority number 1, then getting a deer is priority number 2. We've got some geese downstream that Cullen's gonna try to shoot with the 410. They're just hanging out here on this island. We're hoping that we can float down to them and they don't fly too quick. Get ready.
That one right
No way.
there. Man, I don't like the looks of this.
We have to go get it.
We're in trouble. We need to get over there.
Oh, you need to go get it now. Cullen's gonna go get the goose. It's trying to swim upstream. Cullen was going to retrieve the goose, which he shot while we were in the water, and it was flying above the water. But a landowner that was apparently close by came out and ripped him a new one. So we weren't able to retrieve the goose. We might need to paddle again, because he was super angry and videotaping us, so we just got out of there. But everything that we did was legal, so I'm not quite sure why he's so angry, because we weren't on his property or anything. It's a shame that we had to leave the goose, but we didn't want to get in any altercation with that fella because he seemed pretty mad. Yeah. About 5 minutes after getting our asses chewed from that landowner, we got a call from Menominee, and that's close by to where we're hunting here. It actually was a game warden. So they got my phone number that fast, must have found my truck at the next landing and figured out who we are, I guess. So I just talked him through the scenario. He said that we did everything okay and as much as we could do in the situation, and just to be safe. Super nice guy. It was nice talking to him, but hopefully we don't run into him again. Like a regular camera. Water's freezing in my bottle. And so are my toes. I put my spoon on the side of the truck this morning, meaning to put it in my bag, and I forgot it. So it's probably on the road somewhere, so I've got a stick. Not really efficient. Whoa! What was that? That's a good stick. This tree right here, the beavers have been working on it. Looks like it's just about to tip on over.
We're gonna go climb it.
Yeah. Oh, we should have went off that drop.
Ooh. The best ones yet. Right, Cullen?
We're gonna get out at this spot for a little bit. Just gonna walk through the woods and look for some deer. This is a big public land spot, so we've got quite a bit of room to work with. Keep her going, boys. I'm almost where I want to be. A lot of squirrel nests. Switch to squirrel hunting. We've got a nice trail going here over the river, and it looks like there's been some beaver action on these trees. We're about halfway through this one, and this one looks like they're just about done with. We're gonna pop up this hill here, sit on top and glass on the other side for a little while, and maybe do some calling and rattling. So this is what we're looking at from the top of the hill. On top of the hill that we just got onto, we just found a deer rub. But we're not seeing any deer up here, so I think we're going to hop back on the raft and then float downriver for the last hour of the day. We're just trying to cover a little bit more ground before sunset and hopefully get the boat inside the truck before midnight tonight. That would definitely be ideal. This cell Cullen just fell. Hey, at least I didn't point the gun towards you and shoot you. This is the trail that we're on. Goes down and bye, right in the water. There's deer. Gully.
So screens on the front. Cullen's, right?
What?
Is yours up there at desert?
Oh. Good morning, folks. Just waking up here on our third day of hunting. Planning on doing some still hunting today. We were gonna just wake up nice and early and just sit some spot out in the woods that we covered yesterday. We found a nice spot that we would just walk to rather than raft. But it feels like -2, so we think that we'd probably freeze if we were just sitting there for a few hours. So if we do the still hunt, we can still be moving around a little bit to keep warm, but hopefully still see some deer. So this morning we're just gonna eat some breakfast, probably have some stew that we were supposed to eat last night. We'll start the morning with that and bundle on up and get on out there.
What do you think it smells like?
We just got to our hunting spot and there's a squirrel hanging out right by where we're gonna go in. So we're gonna try to get that squirrel quick and then we'll get back to the deer hunt. Mr. Squirrel got away. My toes are currently freezing and I've got these boots on Cody's boots were wet, his rubber boots. So he's got on Crocs. And the funny guy forgot his orange pullover, so he's wearing a red life jacket. This looks like somebody's old tree stand. You've got the ladder, just the rungs made out of wood, and then you've got the base up here, just some boards going across it. Looks like it's been there a while. The wood looks to be all rotten and the trees are dead, so it doesn't look real safe to go on top. But we're gonna send Cullen up there. Or they didn't use good lumber. Or they got used green tree. They used rotten wood and put it in a dead tree. This is the river that we were at yesterday, floating down to the raft. Looks like there's a ton of slush today, and the edges are frozen with ice, so I think it would have been pretty tough going down. Cullen, squirrel, get over here. There's a squirrel in this tree over here. Right in that big tree. We missed the first shot, and the squirrel's running up the tree. He's loading the gun again because it's a single shot, and he's gonna try to get another shot at it. The squirrel's just going behind the tree and then in front, just going back and forth. And when he shot, there's two geese that started flying up from the river too. Well, I didn't see it drop. Oh, he's dancing. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. Oh no, oh there it goes. No, oh there it goes. Nice. Cullen's proving so far during this trip that he's a horrible shot. Would you agree with that? What? I said Cullen's proving so far this trip that he's a horrible shot. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Just kind of. That's what it proved.
Pretty good size.
Nice. That a boy?
What?
Just heard a deer running right next to us in the woods. So we're just moving up a little bit. We're about where we heard that deer start running around. Even need you. That blade.
Fooled me.
Love it, fuck.
There's a lot of flint on that.
Oh shit. A lot of knuckle skin too.
Yeah.
in the tent now. We had a pretty long day of hunting, a lot of walking, lots of driving around, checking out new areas. And at the end of the night, we didn't end up cooking in the tent. We went to a local bar and restaurant, got some burgers and played some darts. So now we're back in the tent, chopping up wood and starting a fire. We did find some, what was it, river bark or river tree? River birch? Something like that.
River birch, water birch, or swamp birch.
River birch, water birch, or swamp birch, instead of just the paper birch white tree that you normally use the bark to start fires. We took some of the bark from that tree, which definitely did not work near as well as the paper birch, but it ended up working. We ended up getting a fire. But we're just gonna hang out in here tonight, do some chatting, hanging out, and then take a nap. So we'll see you guys in the morning. It's so hot. Good morning, folks. So we woke up and there's a ton of snow on the ground. We didn't really notice throughout the night because nobody went outside of the tent. We've got quite a bit of snow to wake up to. We wish it would have snowed yesterday. It would have been a lot easier to see the deer. Pretty neat to wake up to. It's nice and chilly out here. Not as cold as yesterday. I think it's like 18 or 19 degrees this morning. But we're just packing up our tents and all the firewood. We apparently split way too much last night. We're gonna pack up our stuff and hit the road. Maybe get some breakfast at a gas station on the way home. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.